Once upon a time, there lived a lonely virus. It was frequently experimented and tested on. One day, he got sick of his boring life and decided to escape. Unbeknownst to the world outside it, the virus quickly latched on to living creatures and spread itself throughout the entire world. This lonely virus is the COVID-19, a large family of viruses that cause illnesses ranging from common cold and more severe diseases. Those group of viruses caused the world to a panic, and we quickly shut down most of our travel and stayed in our houses, and now we enact the quarantine system. At first, I thought we only had to stay in our humble houses for 2 weeks. That was what we had thought at first. But 1 week passed by, and then 2, and then 3, 4, a month, 2 months, and we quickly realized the virus wasn't really going anywhere. At first, I was overjoyed. I mean, who wouldn't want to stay in their houses more? It felt like a dream, having to go to school through our digital devices, maybe our phone or our laptop, and it was over. We just could sit back, relax in our beds, and do the things we love. Who wouldn't enjoy it? I sure enjoyed it. The first months of our quarantine was really laid back. I got to enjoy my time with my family, spend some more time drawing, listening to music, watching videos, school again and again, and then it hit me. I kind of miss going outside. Now don't get me wrong, I still love online school, but I had to feel like I had lost touch in my ability to socialize with people. Every day I spent looking at the screen or at the sky in the morning routine. In each day it got more and more boring. So when I had heard that there were some competitions being held, through online, it's fine, about speeches, quizzes, more talking, the chance to meet new people, I guess, I was quite intrigued. At first, I was hesitant. I mean, I'm generally a person who likes to keep to themselves and just avoid social interaction, but that feeling I got from being socially deprived for months on end made me decide that maybe it's a nice thing to join. I joined about 6-ish competitions. Most of them were about quizzes and talking and general knowledge English. I didn't win most of them. I did fairly get close in some competitions, but unfortunately lost all of them. Well, except one. One day my English teacher offered a competition about speech. At first, I denied it. I don't like speeches. I can't do speeches. Just no. But my mom and teachers said that I should join, and they convinced me. So I started preparing my speeches for the 3 topics they gave me. Now, I was extremely nervous to the point where sometimes I wish I just hadn't been convinced so easily. But that's fine, right? And I started to prepare my speeches, and then I blanked. Luckily, I had caring and nice friends who helped me with the speeches. I also consulted my English teacher to see if my speech was good enough. She said it was good. On the day of the competition, I was sweating literal bullets. You can't imagine how nervous I was. It was my time to present. I've been practicing for a month. I got the topic I wanted, and I got into my first round. I was so excited. So I had prepared more speeches, and the finals came, and they were very hard. Sadly, I did not make it to top 3. I didn't make it to 4th place, though. I was quite sad at first, but I mean, that was my first time doing speeches. As a first-timer, I'm so satisfied with it. I felt so proud. After that, it kind of settled. I met a lot of people online during my time in quarantine. Yeah, it's kind of awkward having to go up to people and introduce yourself online, but I got used to it. During those times, I even made friends who are now one of my very close friends. I was actually starting to feel like I could quarantine again, and I just don't feel like I'm ready for offline actually. The next year, 2021, it felt really fast for me. I mean, 1 second I was in 8th grade, and now I'm almost finished with my first semester of 9th grade. COVID has been handled very nicely by the government, in my opinion. A lot of people are now going out like they usually were, still with masks, obviously. I want to meet my friends as soon as possible, as soon as they can confirm that not many people are being infected. I feel like it's safe by then. I miss my friends so much, and I can't wait to meet them. So far, quarantine was a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs, and I'm really enjoying it so far, honestly. My time during quarantine made me learn so much about the world and about myself more. It was a journey, for sure, but it was an enjoyable journey nonetheless. I always try to stay positive and look on the positive side of things in every situation, even while making many mistakes through it. I'm here to tell you that even if your quarantine experience isn't going as well as mine, or maybe it's better, it's fine, right? I still encourage you guys to stay positive in every situation, even if you feel like giving up. And I know it's hard times right now, but you can still find some joy in it. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of the day. This is Jason from 9-2 signing out. Bye bye.
Hi, my name is Terence from Grade 93, number 28. Today I would like to tell you a story about my self-experience during pandemic. On 2020, there have been found of people who's infected COVID-19 virus in my country. This virus made the world in pandemic situation. On March 16, 2020, the government asked the entire schools in my country to close because the cases are still increasing. I'm happy at first, but after a few days I became sad because when I start to think about trapped in the house without seeing my friends, and I feel worried about all my family and friends became sick, especially my mother and my grandfather because they are still working at the office, so it's very risky infected. After a few days, everything changed. I started a new normal, like an online school by using Zoom meeting, and I also start my new lifestyle by doing health protocol like wearing a mask, social distancing, take a bath after leaving the house, and also wash hands as frequent as possible. But at this moment, I have also seen the positive sides, and one of them is that pandemic has forced me to spend time with my family and appreciate life and other basics such as food and shelter, and also it can make me have more creative mind, which I always thought of it different before this. I never knew that I could enjoy staying at home, and there were a lot of things that I could do in such a situation. For example, I can play with my little brother that's in kindergarten, and I teach him to read, to write, and I also find myself being even more creative on using my time with my family. This experience has helped me to appreciate life and be more compassionate. Therefore, some of the things that I could do is to help my family or my friends who's infected by calling them, comforting them, and other things that I never do before this pandemic situation. And I will also spend my free time to increase my knowledge about the world and do some project from school and even upgrading my skills and also talent to the next level. Together we are strong. That's why my hope to all people is that soon we will overcome this pandemic together.
Well, hello everyone, my name is Sasin from 9.5. I'm here today to talk about my experience during this pandemic. Well, it's been a year since COVID has created an unpredictable situation for all of us, for so many different reasons. Others by sudden have lost their loved ones, many families torn apart, have to struggle financially, emotionally, etc. For me, I've been lucky enough to not get affected by this pandemic. Well, I do miss when we're all allowed to gather together with our friends and family without worrying about anything. But On the bright side, my families and I were all healthy and I was able to continue learning till now. Talking about school, due to COVID-19, I had to study online with all of my classmates using Zoom, since students weren't allowed to go to school anymore to avoid spreading the virus. We should also stay at home and avoid contacting with other persons and crowded places. Staying at home and protecting ourselves could protect others around us. Unless there's something important to do, such as grocery shopping. Yes, it is generally safe to go out if we always follow the health protocol. Do you remember any of the health protocols? If you don't, let me show you my experience going to the supermarket during this pandemic. So let's get started.
Before we go, don't forget to always wear a mask. Wearing a medical mask and covered against using a fabric mask will decrease the percentage of infection. After we arrive at the supermarket, we should always wash our hands and check our body temperature before entering. Always use hand sanitizer before and after touching a surface other people have touched. When we arrive at home, we should directly wash our hands, shower, and sanitize curtain things that go out with us.
So that's what I experience every time I need certain things to do to go outside. Definitely different from what we did before the pandemic, but sadly, we can't choose. This pandemic will bring good and bad experience for all of us. Some of us were happy because we can spend more time with our families. However, many other people have lost their loved ones due to this terrible virus. Throughout this pandemic, we should change the way we think about hygiene and make sure we do everything possible to stay safe and healthy. Keeping up healthy habits during this pandemic will surely change your life.
Monday, March 2nd, 2020. The day that the people will always remember. It's not a national holiday or a memorable day. In fact, it's the day that the government announced the first COVID-19 case found in Indonesia. The news is all about it. COVID-19, coronavirus, pandemic, isolation. All of these words are new to my ear. A week later, the government announced that students and workers need to work from home. My friend said, "Yay! Finally, we got to relax and we don't need to go to school." I know, right? Let's go to the mall tomorrow. Sure, but let me ask my mom first. Okay, no problem. Call me later. All of the students were very happy that they got 2 weeks off of school. Some of them hung out together, some of them spent time with their family, and many more. 2 weeks has passed and another announcement was made. Students, because of the situation we're in, it's not possible for us to go back to school. That's why we will use Zoom meetings from now on. Send my teacher to the Zoom calls. If you want to speak, please unmute yourself or use the chat box down below. Online school was totally different from offline school. We cannot make physical contact with our friend. We have to manage our time properly because all of the assignments. And a very huge difference that can clearly be seen is that the class became very quiet. Sometimes when the teacher asks something, just a few student answers. Sometimes none of the students even speak throughout the lessons. Pandemic has changed the world a lot. When we leave our house, we need to wear a mask, hand sanitizer, we also need to keep 6 feet distance apart from each other. We even need to bring our own plastic bags. Well, almost all people uses reusable bags now. At least it's good for the environment. No plastic waste. At first, people don't really think much about it. Same goes to my family. Until one by one, my family members start to get infected and needs to go on an isolation. Some of them survive, while some of them go back to where they're from. The highest COVID-19 case in Indonesia reached more than 4 million. Not just me, a lot of people loses their loved ones, close friends, colleagues. I can't imagine how hard it is for the medical team. Every day they need to face dead people, horrible scenes, impatient family members. They risk their life so that other people could be saved. Between June to August 2021, the condition in Indonesia became a mess. The hospitals were full, many streets were closed due to the PPKM. A lot of people suffered. Shops were closed early. Shopping malls were also closed. We have no choice but to just stay at home. It's boring? Yes. But it's the best for us. Finally, the government provided us with a vaccine. A lot of people got vaccinated, but of course, there's got to be that person who doesn't want to get vaccinated. They would come out with all of these reasons that doesn't even make sense. Oh, I'm scared of needles. So I have this disease and my doctor says that I cannot take the vaccine. I heard that the vaccine is actually not halal. To be honest, it's such a stupid nonsense. Why would you waste such an opportunity to be healthy? I heard that the vaccine is actually coronavirus and they're putting it in your body. Let's see. According to the internet, a vaccine typically contains an agent that resembles a disease-causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed forms of the microbe, its toxin, or one of its surface proteins. I heard that they actually put a chip in our body using the vaccine. Okay, you probably watch too many fictional movies, or you're too caught up with Elon Musk. Even though there's some people who still doesn't want to get vaccinated, at least COVID-19 cases in Indonesia have decreased. I am very grateful that I am still healthy and I can go through this year full of mess with my family and friends. I pray that this pandemic will end very soon. We don't need to wear a mask anymore. We don't need to be 6 feet apart from each other anymore. We don't need to worry anymore and make the world a better place. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Prawiro, class 910. Today, I want to tell you a story about my own experience during the pandemic. We, as a family, have been exposed to COVID at the end of June. So, we already know how dangerous it is to be life-threatening if we get sick. We all have been self-quarantined at home for almost 2 weeks. At that time, the COVID cases were high. Most ER are full, so we are lucky to get a treatment from a doctor and got some medicines. After we recovered from COVID for 1 month, we all got our full vaccine. We know the pandemic has been going for almost 2 years, and that is also the time when we study at home online. Imagine, from grade 8 to grade 9, I can't meet face-to-face with friends. We do learning via Zoom. Really boring, right? Start from the morning, I wake up from 7:13. I can hear my mom keep yelling me, "Andrew, wake up! Time for school!" These words have been heard for almost every morning. When I study online, I can hear my teacher teaching us. And when Miss Mamix asks, "Hello students, any question?" Silent. Nobody answered. Only their forehead was shown on the Zoom camera. After I finished studying, I still got to finish some project or homework. At 4 p.m. until 6 p.m., I take a private lesson including Mandarin, math, and physics. Weekends are my free time. It's game time. Currently, the COVID case has started to go down, so the school has started to hold face-to-face meetings. Again, there are few of my friends attending face-to-face in class. Me? No. My parents haven't allowed me to go to school yet. 2 weeks ago, when I took my diploma photo, I went to school. How nice it feels to be able to set foot in school again. To see the neatly arranged garden and the empty classrooms where the tables have been laid out quite distance between other tables. The canteen, which isn't allowed to open yet, and the sport field where many activities used to be held. I really miss to go back to school. Entering from the school gate, there were already a security guard who checked our body temperature, and there's several sinks for us to wash our hands. We also wear double masks, and I always bring my own facial and hand sanitizer to keep hygiene. I think we have to get used to live in this new normal era. Maybe if the case decrease, my parents will allow me to go to school too. Let's hope that the pandemic will pass soon and we can live new normal life. Let's keep healthy, everyone. Thank you for listening to my story, and God bless you all.